All right, welcome to another San Diego housing market update. Look, if you're wondering, if the San Diego housing market is overvalued or will home prices start dropping, is there a crash coming soon? Are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? What kind of forecast can we expect for the remaining part of 2024? Well, that's what we're going to be going over and discussing today. My name is Jesse Morrison, and I'm going to explain why I expect between now and August of 2024 that the average house that comes to the market in San Diego will start sitting on the market for more than their current 13 days, that the average house will sell at or slightly less than that seller's asking price, and that the median sales price, which is currently at its highest levels in San Diego's history of $1.1 million, should start leveling out or even taking a slight dip. But one quick thing before getting started, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description section below, where you can book a call directly on my calendar. That way, if you're looking to make a move, whether you're 9 days or 9 months out, we can talk about your next best steps to making that happen in today's market. The link will take you directly to my website where you'll click this big green button and then just choose a day and a time that work best for you. And then tell me what you need help with, whether you need to sell your house, buy a new one, or both. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so this is the San Diego housing market for June 2024. The first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to look at the general trends. Okay, we're gonna zoom out to see what the San Diego housing market looks like from more of a macroeconomic perspective, so that we can know what direction home values are trending overall. So the first thing that we're gonna look at in order to do that is supply and demand, right? This is monthly housing inventory. And what it does is it shows, the current economics as it relates to how much housing inventory is out there. So let me just explain to you what this graph is real quick. On the left-hand side are the months worth of inventory. And on the bottom part of the graph is the time that passes. So how we measure supply and demand in real estate is how many months worth of inventory is out there. Okay, so if there are 100 homes for sale in San Diego County, and on average, every month 25 houses sell, it would take 4 months to deplete that inventory down to zero. And in that case, we would say that we have a 4-month supply. And what we've unlocked is that when we have less than 6 months of supply, we are in a seller's market. And then when supply is over 6 months, we enter into a buyer's market. Currently, we have 2.1 months of supply, so therefore we are in a strong seller's market. So the next thing we're going to want to look at are, what do home values do related to that inventory, right? So this graph here is the monthly median sales price, and what it does is it shows value trends as it relates to our housing inventory. Okay, so on the left-hand side of this graph is the median sales prices, and this is over time, right? Again, since 2004 all the way to present time. And when we overlay that green seller's market that we were looking at earlier, where there is less than 6 months of supply, you can see that during this time, prices trend upwards, right? And when we overlay the buyer's market, right, in red here, where inventory is greater than 6 months, then you can see that the trend is that the values come down. Well, currently we have 2.1 months of the inventory, right? So we are in that strong seller's market. Therefore, values should continue to rise. This upward trend here should continue in its upward trajectory until that housing inventory, goes above 6 months. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna look at are seasonal trends. And how we're gonna do that is we need to zoom in now to see how the San Diego housing market, trends from more of a seasonal perspective, so we can gain insights on what the next 90 days will most likely look like. So the first graph we're gonna look at is the days to sell. So this graph is the median market time, meaning, how long it typically takes to sell a home in today's market. So on this graph, on the left-hand side is the median market time. So basically, from the time you put the house up for sale to the time it goes into escrow with the buyer, how long does it take in days? And then on the bottom is over time. That's over the past 5 years since 2019. So what we want to do is we want to overlay these green bars, right? they represent this 5-month window from January to June. And when we do that, we can see that homes gradually sell faster as January approaches June. And when we overlay, this red bar, which indicates a 7-month window from June to the following January, it becomes evident that homes gradually sell slower and slower as June approaches that following January. So in June, it takes the least amount of time to sell, and each progressive month, it takes more time until January, where homes, typically sell the slowest. So then if we want to see what's going to happen over the next 90 days, from June to August, that's where these yellow bars come into place. So this bar represents, a window into the next 90 days. And when we do this, we can see that we are in that beginning part of the seasonal cycle where homes were selling at their fastest point of the year, but they're gonna start taking longer to sell. So in the months of June to August, homes, they should still sell quickly, but as we get closer to August, they're gonna gradually take longer to sell. Currently, it takes 13 days to sell a home. So we can expect it to take, longer than 13 days moving forward between now and August. All right, so the next graph we're gonna look at is this sale to list price ratio. It's the monthly median sales price as a percentage of the original listing price, right? And what it does is it shows, how aggressive buyers are with relationship to the listing price. So what this graph does, let me just show you again. On the left-hand side is the median percentage of the listing price. So 100% right here represents the actual listing price. So when the graph is below this 100% mark, that means the sale price is less than the seller's asking price. And then when it creeps above 100% over here, that's when buyers are willing to pay more than the seller's asking price. Okay, and when we overlay that green, those green bars from January to June, that 5-month window, then you'll notice that, buyers are gradually more aggressive as, January approaches June. So in January, homes will sell for the least percentage of their listing price. And each progressive month, they will sell for a higher percentage until the following June, where home buyers are most aggressive. And when we overlay that 7-month window from June to the following January, you're going to start to notice or expect, that buyers will be less and less aggressive approaching that following January, which, typically results in a reduction of, inflated listing prices. So in June, homes are selling for the highest premium. That's right where the green turns into red. And each progressive month, buyers are less aggressive until the following January, right? You can see that year over year. And in January, that's when homes will sell for the least percentage of their listing price. So when we overlay that window of time of June to August, you're gonna see that we're entering that seasonal cycle where buyers are coming off of their peak aggressiveness, and they're gonna start becoming less aggressive. So in the months of June to August, buyers should still be very aggressive as they are here, indicating here, but they should start gradually becoming less aggressive with their offers. Right now, homes are selling for 101% of their asking price. So between now and August, I would expect homes to sell for 100.1% or less. In other words, expect homes to sell, at or slightly less than the seller's asking price. All right, finally, we're gonna go over cyclical values. This is the monthly median sales price chart. And what it does is it shows, what season values typically go up, down, or remain sideways. All right, so on the left-hand side of this chart is the median sales price. And again, this is going over time. So when we overlay that 5-month window of January to June, you'll start to notice that values typically go higher as January approaches June. So in the January times, that's when homes sell for the lowest sales price, and each progressive month, prices will go up until June, where they typically peak for the year. And when we overlay that 7-month window of June to the following January, you can expect home values to kind of level out here, or maybe even take a slight dip approaching the following January. So in June to August, values should start, leveling out, or even start taking a slight dip. So currently we have the median sales price at $1.1 million, which is unchanged from last month. But it still represents the highest level in San Diego history. So what I would expect between now and August is that the home prices should have reached their peak for this year, and should start leveling out, or maybe even coming down slightly between now and the rest of the year. All right, so let's recap, right? San Diego is still in a strong seller's market with only 2.1 months of inventory, and home values will continue in that upward trend until inventory exceeds 6 months of supply. And given the fact that we are only at that 2.1 months of inventory, we have a long ways to go to make that happen. And from now through August of 2024, homes will start sitting on the market, a little bit longer than the 13 days that they currently are at. And homes will sell for, 100.1% or less than their listing price, basically what the seller's asking for, slightly less. And that median sales price, will level out, at or below our current $1.1 million sales price here in San Diego. Thank you so much for, going through the San Diego housing market update with me for June 2024. If you found any of this information, helpful or beneficial, please just make sure to hit that like button, to support our channel. That way we can continue to make more content just like this. Again, my name's Jesse Morrison, and if you're looking to make a move, whether you're 9 days or 9 months out, use that link in the description section below to book your free call directly on my calendar, so we can, talk about your next best steps to making that happen in today's market. Otherwise, if you're just looking for more information at this time, I recommend that you check out this video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything about San Diego real estate and our housing market.